Thank you for joining another Startup Selling Insurance Marketing webinar. These micro webinars are very fast, 15 minutes or less, executive level information, mission critical information in just a few minutes. With that, let's dive right into this information today. I think you're going to find it very interesting, expanding your reach, expanding your market presence, getting that message out. My name is Alan Bloom. I'm a CEO and author. I've been on the Inc. 500 list twice, and I have about 150 insurance marketing articles now published. They're available to anyone free of charge. You can get all that information on the Startup Selling website. So let's dive right into why PR is a tool that can carry your message and how it carries your message and the differences between free PR and premium PR. Now, most agencies don't think of PR as a lead generation mechanism or a communication mechanism, but in actuality, it is the shotgun of communication. It gets your message out today. It can get it out to huge numbers of people and help your website and help your social media and help your click-throughs and help drive traffic to your website. There's lots and lots of great things. Now, the reason we say tens of thousands of prospects here is when PR goes out, though you can tailor it, for example, to target Illinois or Minnesota or New England, it will still go out to far more people than that. So it truly is a shotgun, and you can filter out the type of prospects you want as they come into you, making it clear on your website the markets that you offer coverages in and the type of coverage you offer. But it's a great general tool to bring that message rapidly to tens of thousands of people. Now, what is PR worthy? Well, today it's kind of interesting. The public relations is not used as much anymore. For example, it's much more news-centric today. So you can offer news. I'm running a new webinar. We've added a new producer. We've expanded our market. We've brought aboard new carriers. We have a new product. We are now offering a special cyber liability product or a special small group benefits product in Vermont. Whatever it happens to be, that's a great type of information. We've launched a new website. We've added a new library, a HIPAA compliance library, a trucking insurance library. Those are the types of things that allow you to take that message and carry it to thousands of prospects. Now, once we have done that, for example, or even if you have not done that, you can still use the current tools out there to share your message with thousands of prospects. Now, I mentioned that there's free PR and premium PR. So, and today often again they're called news releases, but free PR and premium PR. Well, there are many free public relations engines on the marketplace, like prlog.org, for example, and they do an adequate job, and they won't get your message out to as many people or as effectively to a premium distribution service like PR Web, for example. PR Web does a much better job of carrying that to tens of thousands of people, and it has a really attractive landing page, and it makes agencies and brokers look extremely professional. But now that we've left that, let's talk about, well, how can you move your message to thousands of prospects and have them closer to the bullseye in that target? So where the PR goes to the outer rim perhaps the first white ring on your bullseye, we now want to go in a ring or two in our concentric circles toward that red bullseye. So to share your message with thousands of prospects, for example, you might use social media. Now, the interesting thing about starting with a press release or a news release is that you can take that information, modify it without a lot of effort, and then carry that message to social media, things like Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google+, and so on. Now, of those, the ones that, especially if you're business to business or you're trying to sell some commercial accounts or you're selling benefits to small or larger groups, you want to focus on LinkedIn. Too often I hear agents say, you know, I do use LinkedIn a little bit, but I don't do a lot with it. Well, that's not a good response. Today we want the response to be, I use social media a little bit, but I use LinkedIn a lot. Because the business people, especially the younger business people, that's your newer buyer, the millennial buyer, well, the younger business people spend a lot of time on LinkedIn. So if you're targeting people who are 25 to 50 years old or 25 to 40 years old, and they're professionals, even if they're blue-collar industries, electricians and tradesmen and construction-centric entities, they're very likely to be spending anywhere from some to a significant amount of time on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is more than just posting an update and sharing it with your, I hope, at least 500 connections, today 1,000 connections. It's about joining groups that are applicable to your target market. If you haven't thought about this much, I'd encourage you to reach out to the team, to John Scranton and his team at Startup Selling, and they'll do a complimentary review with you of what you can and should be doing with that. So we are getting into the social media to increasing reach. We mentioned LinkedIn, but don't stop at LinkedIn. And before we get to Facebook, I want to mention YouTube. At Startup Selling, we have more and more people subscribing to our YouTube channel. To my chagrin, to my dismay, we've had videos watched by 1,000, 5,000, 10,000 and more people. A big one for us is, for example, the insurance agency elevator pitch, which has had, I think, I don't know if it's 10 or 15 or 20,000 views now. These not only have shelf life, they don't have to be professional grade whiteboard videos, by the way. Many of our videos are recorded webinars like this one that we then take and convert and make it compatible with the YouTube channel and upload it to YouTube. Some of them are voiceover PowerPoints. Some of them are whiteboard, but use YouTube to carry at least some of your messaging to a broader audience. Granted, you also want to have those same video on your insurance website. However, complement it, leveraging social media to increase that message by using YouTube. Now, there's a little nuance here. When do you use YouTube and when do you use your website? The answer is it depends. So if I'm doing an e-marketing campaign, which we'll be getting into, if I'm doing an email campaign, I want to use my website as the URL for that digital fulfillment. Would I use my press release for an e-marketing campaign? Probably not. We're looking for something of higher value. Video is great. A blog is great. A white paper or an important document of that type. Terrific. So think about the video. Think about using it on your website and YouTube. Lastly, Facebook and Google+. So Google+ is a tertiary player. We don't spend a lot of time on it. They just don't have the hits. They just don't have the market share. It's something that Google has not figured out a way to address, which is surprising for Google. We have a presence there. We recommend you have a presence there. But again, focus your time on LinkedIn. But if you're business to consumer, you should spend a significant amount of time on Facebook. That's where the consumer crowd hangs out. You want a professional company page. You want a professional profile. You want to have continual posts at a minimum a couple of weeks per week, better once a day, getting your name out, increasing that reach. Remember, social media itself is free. There's no charge for the plumbing. It's a matter of your time or hiring somebody to help you with that time to get that content out there. So we could spend a lot of time on social media, but we'll move on now, and I'm going to carry one nugget of social media in here to increase website traffic. Well, all of these things will contribute to a significant increase in website traffic. That helps with your search engine optimization. It helps with your validity of your website, with your page authority of your website, with the general health and well-being of your website. The website itself is not your closing tool. It's merely a way to engage prospects. The way you're going to close insurance business is you on the phone with that prospect, especially if it's a commercial account. However, engaging with those prospects, driving them to your website, very important. All of those things will help. And at the end of the game, we recommend that you use Twitter. Twitter is a great little utility tool to help carry all of these messages forward. It takes you almost no time. You make a post on LinkedIn, you can tweet it. You have a press release, it's automatically tweeted. You do a blog, extremely easy to tweet. You can also use products, both free and fee-based, to tweet to multiple profiles at the same time. Multiple LinkedIn groups, LinkedIn profiles, Facebook, Twitter, all at once. So in general, think about are the things that I'm doing, are they increasing my insurance website traffic in a healthy way? Am I building a foundation to attract that millennial buyer in the future? So let's take a moment and talk about the millennial buyer, the younger buyer. They do things differently today. They are much more likely to search for your organization or to check you out on a phone, a tablet, or a phablet. Much more likely. And that's why over 50% of searches are now happening off of a PC. And it's gaining momentum. All the Apple tablets out there, all the large smartphones out there, they're becoming huge. People get an emailing, they may get that actually on their Android. They click through, they come to your website on their Android. So as you're thinking about these things, make sure your website is mobile compliant. If it isn't, you're really hurting your effort. You have to you don't pass go, you have to go back, collect $200, start again. So look you must start at the beginning, and you have to have today a mobile compliant website. So think about, in terms of all of the things we're talking about today, of building your pipeline, qualifying and building the pipeline. All the reaching out is driving people, culminating predominantly in your website. Yes, it can be hitting your blog, which is still probably going to be integrated hopefully with your website. It could possibly be to YouTube, but again, that's more for people to find you and subscribe to you than you driving them to YouTube. You're really going to be working on driving them to your website. And all of these things, they're kind of a continuum, starting from a press release / news release to e-marketing and social media campaigns, to finally driving people literally to a digital collateral on your website, and it's then to essentially engage with that prospect and have that conversation that can culminate in a close. So think about that sales funnel as you go down to the bottom on your website. Are they filling out the form? Are they clicking on a link in your email? Are they reaching out to you in any way? Are you following up on opens and click-throughs in your emailings? Are they subscribing to your YouTube channel or blog? And ultimately, at the end of the day, it all gets back to interactions. So with that, if you want additional information, if you would like a complimentary web review, which is a great, by the way, call to action for us, if you'd like to discuss social media and how you can use that with your agency, the number to call, 518-222-6392, or just go to our website at StartUpSelling.com. And if you want to see great search engine optimization and action, you can type in insurance e-marketing or insurance agency e-marketing, for example. You'll come right to the Startup Selling website. With that, we thank you for joining us for these really fast executive briefings, these micro webinars. We hope you look for another one in the very near future, and we wish you all a great day.